Hello, so I'm just going to show you my hand bag. So exercises to help, well, I use this initially for my stroke survivors to help them use their hand and get as much movement in their hands as possible, but it'll work equally well if you have arthritis or if you have painful hands or something like that, where you just want to keep some mobility and movement in your hands. It's an excuse to keep your hands moving. So this is just a bunch of kit which I've put together, stuff which you can find around the house a lot of the time, which can help just give your hands reason to move and keep them mobile and stop from seizing up. So I'll show you what I've got. This is probably the most sophisticated bit of kit in my bag, really. As just rubbery squidgy balls which you can squeeze and just practice. They come in different resistances. This is easier. This is more squishy, and this is tougher, but then you can just use them to use your hand, get your fingers moving. That I got that off the internet for, I think it was less than 10 quid it was. But you can do the same kind of thing with just a kid's or pet toy thing. Again, just giving your hand an excuse to move, to grip, squeeze, open, close, and keep the fingers moving. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, but that's something I just picked up from around the house. Does exactly the same idea. You can also get special putty type thing. What's this called? Therapy putty. You can see that. Again, this was donated to me, but you can get it off Amazon, off the internet, and it is just, if I can get it out, it's been stuck in my bag since lockdown, and it is just basically plasticine, really. This is a lot tougher than any of these balls. These are easier. This is a lot tougher, but they come in different resistances, so you can get easier ones. And again, it's just a way of just giving your hand something to do, to squeeze, and you can mould it up in different ways. Again, just getting your hand moving. As I say though, this particular one is a lot tougher, so you'll get more strength from your fingers from this one. An easier one would be something soft like that. And that's putty. What else have I got in here? Oh, my jar of tricks. The jar itself is good because again we got to use our hands to grip, manipulate, twist, and so we're just using our hands. Just so the jar itself is a good thing. I've got another example of a ball. This is just a ball I stole off a small child. I grabbed it and ran away with it. Now again, nice and squishy, just keeps the fingers moving. And again, a different toughness ball here. This one's kind of an intermediate one. It's tougher than the sponge, but it's a lot nicer than the putty. But again, we just squeeze it and use our fingers and keep the fingers moving so they don't just seize up. If all that is too complicated, you can raid your kitchen and get a bit of scouring pad sponge, and that'll work quite nicely, again just to give your hand something to do. As you can tell, I just nicked this off the kitchen. There's always something around we can use. I got a bit of rope here, and this we just tie up in knots, we twiddle things around, we do shoelaces stuff with it, but as we do that we are again using our fingers. They're moving, they're not just staying still. We're giving the fingers practice at doing things, just tying up in knots, untying them, using the hands, keeping them moving, keeping them mobile, and you can just tie them up in whatever ways you want. It's all good using your fingers. Practical practice, a zip. Again, fine tuning, being able to manage to zip and unzip things. Again, you get the idea by now, our fingers are moving. I went to the local material shop and got this for, I think it was about 75p, I think. And yeah, we just practice zips. Really useful and practical. And I keep them all in the jar. Speaking of jars, here we go. A normal jar. This was, I think it was a Bisto jar, this was. And again, fingers, unscrewing the top, and in it I've got a bunch of coins, pennies. And of course you need fine finger control to just pick these little buggers up and pop them in. The common theme with all this is just an excuse for the fingers to keep moving and manipulate, and we get practice at moving things around in our fingers so they don't just seize up. And of course putting tops back on jars. What else have I got in here? Oh, two last things. Fine tuning and practical stuff again. There's an old shirt. I haven't worn a shirt in ages, but it's got buttons on it. And again, practical things. Getting the fingers used to getting stuck in and being able to undo and then redo buttons. Very useful. A lot of controls needed with the fingers, and they move a lot. They're bending, they're twisting, they're pushing, they're being used a lot. Grab an old shirt or something, fantastic. The last bit is I forgot about this one. This is if you want to do some proper full-on exercises for the rest of your body, but your fingers stop you. This is a grip glove. This is what we use with my stroke survivors. If for whatever reason we want to do some proper exercise, we want to hold on to something, but we just don't have the strength or mobility in our fingers to be able to hold on to something, then you can use a grip glove like this. Pop it on. We seal it down, and then if we want to hold on to something, anything, and if our fingers just can't grip or hold on properly, we can just put our hand in, pop the strap through, there we go, through there we go, and on the back here it velcros down, and then my hand, I'm not gripping at all. I can try and open my hand here, and I'm attached to the thing, whatever it is. This is a weight in this case, but it can be whatever. I've seen people use it with tennis rackets, all kinds of stuff. But if we can't hold on to something tight enough, a grip glove will get that thing in our hand, and then we can still do the tennis, golf, whatever it is you want to do. And I use this a lot with my stroke survivors because they have paralysed hands. So actually this might be the most sophisticated bit of kit. This cost me £16 off the internet. Use it if it's useful for you, but any of this stuff is good. I just stick it all in my little handbag, and then I've got a lot of exercise kit ready to keep my hands moving and mobile. And before I go, I quickly forgot, another very good thing to help with hands is something very simple like kids building bricks like this. I got this from the charity shop for £2.50 or something. Nice big bricks which you can just build whatever you want. But the act of pulling them apart, twisting them around, moving them, building things, of course you are using your fingers in a very dexterous, sophisticated kind of way as you pull them apart and put them back together again. It gives again an excuse for your hands to move. You got good finger coordination, yeah, and it's good fun just messing about with kids' toys. It's a good excuse. So these are big bricks, obviously smaller Lego bricks. They will be fiddlier and harder. Choose whichever version is good for you, but it just keeps your fingers moving. There we go. Have a play. Let me know if it's any good. Leave in the comments below if you find it useful or not, and we can add stuff to it, whatever. Thanks so much. Good luck. Cheers.